Tuesday, the 6th of August, 2019, about 9:10 a.m. Central Daylight Time. Well, an update in the stock market. Last night at about 8:17 p.m. Central Daylight Time, I'm watching Bloomberg, and I'm waiting for the fix on the renminbi, which is the yen, the yuan rather, in common vernacular. And what they did is they dropped it. In other words, they got it back from over 7, the official fix out of China. That created a dramatic turnaround because just prior to that, about 4:30 in the afternoon, the U.S. had declared China a currency manipulator. That put the market down to the 25,032 level. So you finished trading. Then when that happened and we opened at 5, we went down another 3.5, 400 points in the Dow, only to recover. The same type of action was happening, as you can see, in the NASDAQ, which is off its low 280 points, or up 41 points off the low in the Russell. So you had quite a bit of action. Now, the gold market has been everywhere today. It got down to 1468, back to 1486. The dollar's come back with some strength. You're getting, a little bit of a rally here in the British pound as the politicians keep talking about trying to reopen negotiation with the European Union now that they have a new prime minister. I don't know if that'll fly or not. But the stability's come in because with the yuan now back under 7, the market's got something to hang its hat on. I wrote a report this morning, and I was writing at 5 in the morning, so those that get my morning video saw, what does it mean to be a currency manipulator? What it could be the retaliations. It'll be in my morning written updates as well if you don't get that. But suffice to say, let's talk California dreaming for a moment. Larry Kudlow, the White House economic advisor, says that the U.S. is still planning on the China trade team to come to the U.S. in September. Kudlow added Mr. Trump would like to continue negotiations, but looking for the right deal. He also said that if upcoming talks go well, President Trump is open to potential changes on the newly announced tariff. And he also said that if needed, the U.S. administration, and this is a little bit more realistic, will help U.S. farmers with more assistance. On the Red Book, weekly U.S. retail sales up in all categories. That is very good. Same in ISC retail sales. Another twist to all this. China's ambassador to the U.S. today said that China is considering adding its naval fleet to that task force the U.S. is trying to put together to protect shipping through the Strait of Hormuz and the Persian Gulf. Very interesting. We heard that yesterday Australia was interested in that as well. They need more oil from the U.S. reserve. I wouldn't see why they wouldn't get it, but we'll see. I'm not the politician that does that. In the grain markets, what went up yesterday, down today. All it took was widespread rain in parts of Iowa, Illinois, and all of a sudden you're back down to 5 cents. In my morning report, I'm going to give from the University of Purdue, along with the CME group, they did this in conjunction, their agriculture barometer. But more important, they have an update on what their survey found in the ag area for farmers that went to prevent planting, lost acres, and where they think everything is. I think it's real important reading. I've already put that together. I got up today and did a lot of work early on. And, you know, one of the things, let me see if I can get you to this. I don't know if I can. One of the things I do in the morning is I wake up bright and early, and I've read, typically by 5:30, I'm done reading. I know what's going on in Asia, the big events at least. I know what's happened in Europe, and I'm bringing it back to you. And the idea there is I realize a lot of you have your own chart confidence, and sometimes you need that push. You're looking for that extra little bit. Gee, I want to pull the trigger, or maybe I shouldn't pull this trigger, whatever way. The charts I do in the morning, I'm not in. You wouldn't want to see me in my bathrobe. But to make a long story short, they are in jet black, and the reason is I have more studies on them than we do here. There's going to be 40 charts on futures, typically, sometimes even more, and I try to get 5 on the ETFs, and I'll rotate them depending on people like you writing and asking me for different things, as long as they're popular ETFs. Some of these esoteric ones I don't want to cover. When I look at how the market is going, if I take a look And I told you, I look at the fundamentals first, but then I really dive into technical analysis and we start talking. And I'll show you something in a minute if I get back to the charts, what I showed my investors this morning. And trade recommendation, by the way, I said this in my report last night. I'm going to give you points of entry and objectives. I want you on your own, while you're listening to this, right afterwards, go look at the 200-day moving average in the Dow, the NASDAQ, and the S&P. You tell me where the market grabbed hold last night. And I'll cover every market in this way, in this sequence, in the morning. You also have a slider on the video. As you pull it, it's going to light up metals. It'll light up interest rates, whatever section you're on. Plus, there'll be a lexicon on this side. So for those of you that just don't want to know on all the markets, but what to do on the ones you're interested in, I make that really easy. I charge for it. The start-off period is 26.5 cents a day. It's $7.95 for the first 30 days, and all subscriptions are 30 days at a time, so you don't have to worry where in the month you're jumping in. After that, you have a choice. You can move to either $15 for every 30 days, or you can take a one-year subscription at any time, and that works to be about $13 per 30 days, but it's a 1 year paid up front. How do you find out about all this? It's really simple. Go to our website. You'll see under Education or Research, Morning Subscriber video, a pull-down menu will appear. Click on it, read about it. May be worth your time and effort. No hard feelings if you find it's not for you. This is about swing trading. This is not about long-term trading, and it's certainly not about day trading. It's more or less the swings in the market, the way that I talk back and forth. Now, one of the things that I said I'd like to do, and I don't know if I can get it done here, sometimes I can't get these things to go the way that I want. Darn it. I want to get to this. So let's look at the S&P and see where it fell last night. 200-day average of closes. Look at the bounce in this market. You're at 28.53. The Bollinger Band, which will be some resistance on the way back up, 28.70. The NASDAQ, let's get to that. You hit the 200-day average. You did that back here. My point is that what I try to do is line you up in the night before and then in the morning with what I'm seeing going on. You slice through the Dows, got to it actually yesterday if you take a look, and today coming right back to that Bollinger Band. So you're in a resistance zone on the way back up, but the first area of support did grab, and that's the point that I'm trying to make. With that, I'm Ira Epstein. Hope you take advantage of that morning subscriber video at $7.95. You have very little to lose, and you can quit at any time. I'm Ira. Have a good trade.